The global financial system we have lived under for the past 50 years, a fiat-based money system built upon the US dollar as the global reserve currency and the de facto currency of global trade, is rapidly coming to an end. As the elements of the new surveillance and control architecture described here are manoeuvred into place, the current financial system has consequently lived beyond its usefulness for those who have ambitions to reshape the world. The financial system we live under today is a vast collective illusion. Nearly every dollar, pound, euro and yen in existence today is created out of nothing, simply conjured into existence by typing on a computer keyboard, when commercial banks make loans to individuals and businesses, or when central banks buy bonds from governments and the financial sector. It is nothing more than a giant Ponzi scheme of unimaginable proportions, and, like every Ponzi scheme, sooner or later it has to collapse. This is a mathematical certainty. Each round of quantitative easing, a euphemism for creating new money out of nothing, may appear to breathe life into the system for a while, but like injecting a dying patient with adrenaline, the boost is only temporary and it makes the inevitable demise all the more certain. The tens of trillions of dollars, euros and pounds created during COVID as businesses were forced to close and whole countries were locked down has served to prime the charges and seal the fate of the financial system. Perhaps, along with the introduction of the digital ID system, that was the part COVID was always supposed to play. The inflation we are seeing around the world today is the first sign of this impending crisis, and despite what the talking heads on the news will have you believe, it is not primarily caused by global supply chain issues or Putin or the war in Ukraine, but because trillions of dollars, euros and pounds were created out of nothing and pumped into the global financial system. It is not cyclical, it is not transitory, it is not a blip. It's systemic, and the economic convulsions we are beginning to witness are going to get a lot worse. At some point in the coming months or years, when the stage is set and the technical infrastructure is ready to go, the global financial system will be consciously and deliberately imploded. Like knocking over the first domino in a world record attempt, a big global player or G7 country will get into trouble. Automated trading systems around the world, like BlackRock's Aladdin, will start liquidating trillions of dollars of assets, and the contagion will be unstoppable. As people rush to pull their money from the banks, their accounts will be frozen. ATMs will be emptied and food shelves will soon follow. In our just-in-time, high-tech, interconnected world, the right push on the right weak link at the right moment will be enough to initiate a collapse, not a recession or a depression, but a cascading systems failure. A controlled demolition, if you will, of the financial system and the global economy that relies upon it. But to what end? Why deliberately bring down the whole house of cards? The goal is the creation of a completely new global financial system based upon new digital-only currencies that will enable complete surveillance and control of the most intimate aspects of our lives and, more importantly, demand our absolute compliance. To achieve that end, the old system must be destroyed, but this is a small price to pay for those who want to create a new world out of the rubble of the old. When the chaos has unfolded for long enough, and fear and despair have overwhelmed all but the most grounded and prepared, the new solution to the manufactured problem will be revealed to the desperate masses. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs as they are termed, will be rushed to market at warp speed as a solution to all our woes. A new system, a global reset, salvation from our far-sighted financial overlords who just happen to have a pre-prepared solution to the global financial contagion. To sweeten the deal and ensure swift and widespread uptake, Universal Basic Income, or UBI, a monthly allowance issued to everyone to cover their basic material needs, will be offered to all those who subscribe to the new system. As with the vaccinations before, for the sake of safety and security, many people will take the bait. Despite superficial appearances, this digital money is not a new version of your bank card or Apple Pay. It possesses novel features that make it the perfect tool to permanently solidify the system of control in the hands of our would-be financial masters and technocratic elites. First, the new money is only digital, with cash completely abolished. Therefore, if you want access to the basic necessities of life, you will have no choice but to participate in the system and have your every action recorded. Second, these digital currencies are programmable, meaning that unlike the money we use today, this digital money can be programmed to only be used to purchase certain types of goods and services. This will undoubtedly be linked to your social credit score, so that compliant individuals with sufficiently high social credit scores may be able to purchase certain luxury items, whereas individuals with low social credit scores will be restricted to only spending their digital money on basic necessities. Third, this programmability can extend to the ability to add an expiry date to the money, meaning that once you receive your allocated UBI, it must be spent within a matter of days or weeks. Ostensibly, this design feature is to increase the velocity of money through the economy, keeping the wheels of business turning, But in practice, it will simply prevent people from accumulating any assets and thereby securing some form of limited independence. And finally, if you do not demonstrate the requisite level of compliance and conformity demanded of the new techno-feudal serfs, your access to the financial system and the necessities of life can be withdrawn instantaneously at the touch of a button. With the introduction of digital money, the picture of this new dystopian architecture of totalitarian technocratic control comes into sharp focus. The digital ID is the critical core of the system, linking all other aspects of the surveillance and control architecture into a unified whole. The new digital-only currency is facilitating the monitoring, evaluation and control of everything we consume, and the social credit score assigned to each person used to determine the privileges that they have access to, the amount of resources they are allowed to acquire, and the carbon credits they are allocated. Overlay this system with ubiquitous surveillance of everything, literally everything we do, both on and offline, and it becomes the perfect feedback loop for behavioural modification and operant social conditioning. Of course, these restrictions will not apply to our new feudal overlords, the billionaires and technocratic elites and their mouthpieces in the media and government. They will not be required to have their regular mRNA shots or have restrictions on where they can travel, what they can purchase and the food they can eat. And they will not have to submit completely to the will of the technocratic state in order to get access to their monthly UBI tokens. That's just for the rest of us. That's just for the serfs.